tape measure. We just laying it out. Yeah, just kind of lay it out. It's my brother Jody. Jody, this is everybody on YouTube. Decide how wide I want it. It's 9 feet. 10 feet. Let's go about 12 feet. That's 12 feet right there. Then we go 24 feet, 22, 23, 24 feet. Close enough. Come on down here. Down there or over here? Down this corner. Feet there, and we'll just get it close. If you come over, walk back down to that side, and we should be like, what did I say, 24 feet on that one? Yeah. All right, that's pretty close. Go grab that end again. We'll go over to that other corner, that first corner. So if I go 12 feet here, go this way, sir. Huh? And then we go back to this one. 12 feet here. So this would be storage / shop on this half. And that'd be woodshed on that half. So each one would be like 12 by 12. That's pretty big. That's pretty big. That gives me enough room to park the snow blower and everything in here. Maybe even do a little bit of work in here during the winter and keep everything off the ground. Okay, so we laid everything out, and my brother brought up a ton of great points. So I was going to use the logs. The plan is to use the logs for the uprights on the whole thing. But he said, why are you going to spend a whole lot of good money and then not have your key supports be good lumber? So we're going to spend good money on good lumber and not have your main supports be good lumber too. So the logs are out because that's a valid point. He goes, well, you spend $3,000 on all the rest of the wood for the woodshed and have them all supported by logs that are going to not be as well supportive. So I'll show you one of the reasons why it changed my mind immediately on that, because I showed him this log over there that had checked since I peeled it quite a bit. And that made a lot of sense. And the other thing is that I've got this like 12 feet deep, but I think I'm only going to go 10 feet deep, and I'm doing that for two reasons. One, dimensional lumber and what you got to buy, which he had brought up to begin with too, is you want to think about, and he's not a builder either, but he's doing a bunch of work on his house. And his buddy's a contractor, and that's his buddy's been trying to beat this into his head. If we build it this size, the dimensional lumber is a lot cheaper, because sure, you're going to go 10 feet or 12 feet, but you need a 14-foot board to accomplish that when you're done. So it makes a lot of difference. And I'm not worried about going cheap, I'm worried about being smart about it too. So we're going to go 10 feet deep instead of 12 feet deep for two reasons. One, the dimensions of lumber, and two, that'll give me a little bit more room for shedding off the back here. So like where I'm standing over here is at 12 feet. and I got this much room for the snow to shed off the back of that roof, right? So you figure if this is a 12-foot width, then my roof is probably going to be 14 feet worth of snow that's going to be sliding off back here. If I go 10 feet, it'll be roughly here, and that gives me an extra couple of feet for the snow that comes off. And then we were talking about roof pitch, and I got with Ward and sent him a message, and instead of dealing with, I mean, we all know that I love the way my roof is on the cabin, but that's a 9/12 pitch, and there's no way I'm doing something like that here, because, you know, if you're going to do just the dimensions as they exist, right, if it's 12 feet wide and you're going to do a 4/12 pitch, then that means that the front boards have to be 4 feet higher, the front supports have to be 4 feet higher than the back supports, because it's 12 feet. So that's using easy math, and he had mentioned that too. So if these are 6 feet in the back, the front ones are going to have to be 10 feet to be able to get that 4/12 pitch. In reality, this would be 7 feet. That would probably be 11 feet in the front to get that 4/12 pitch from the front of the roof to the back of the roof. And so I wanted to make sure 4/12 was okay. I sent Ward a quick message, and he said for a metal roof, yeah, if you can do a metal roof, a 4/12 pitch will work fine, because it will shed snow. And I don't, if it's building up and it becomes an issue, I can always pull the snow. I can rake the snow off the roof so that it's not putting a lot of extra weight on there. But then if I'm not going to use logs, and I'm going to use dimensional lumber, then when things get easier, things get harder. So I'll dig the hole for the post, but the post won't be in the ground, so I'll pick up some sonotubes, I'll drop the sonotubes into the ground, I'll fill those with concrete, and then I'll put supports, I'll put brackets on the top of those, and from that point the wood comes up, and it'll all be, so the main posts coming up will all be pressure treated. What did I say that was? A 16-foot pressure treated 6x6 is $70 at Home Depot. So I don't need, obviously, 16 footers if I'm going to do it this way, because originally I was going to build it up on the logs, and then I was going to build up from the logs, and I'm still going to build the floor up off the ground. The floor's not going to be touching the ground. But I obviously don't need 16 footers in the front and back, because the roof is going to have that 4/12 pitch, that slope to the back of it. But economically wise, it's going to be a lot cheaper if I just go ahead and do it this way, and it'll be a lot more secure when it's done too. So those logs will just become firewood, which is fine. I mean, I need plenty of firewood, obviously.
More fences.
Huh?
Or more fences.
Or more fences, yeah, I could. More fences for more garden. There we go. It's not bad either. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pencil out a few more things here before I line everything up and square everything up and see what I need. But the nice thing is, if I do it that route, then I can come through here and I can pour all the sonotubes one day, right? And then a couple of days later, I can go ahead and just mount the 6x6s and just have them standing right up. And I'll get a lot easier lumber to nail off. So one of the things I was concerned with logs is logs taper. So then I'm going to have to adjust and notch for those logs to keep the framing as square as it needs to be. And if I'm using dimensional lumber, I don't have to go through all that. I don't have to fight all that. The other thing is that I can use regular dimensional lumber for the rest of the structure, and I only have to worry about pressure treating from the pieces that are connecting with the ground, and maybe the bottom part of the floor, the supports for the floor, because this side where the storage / shop's going to be will have a solid floor, and this will have a slatted floor in here, but I still need the support beams underneath to hold those up. And then for a center support going down the middle at 6 feet here, he had mentioned I could just put those on. Were we talking about those like piers, basically the concrete post supports?
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, it all depends.
Yeah, and I could, so for that, to alleviate frost heave, right? Because I'm still going to get frost heave in this area, because this soil's there's quite a bit of clay in this soil, so it will heave. I've seen it. That's why the stairs kind of jack up during the winter there when the ground freezes. I can still dig those holes like I was going to dig them, and then I'll just fill them full of pea gravel. And then I'll set those center floor supports on top of those pea gravel pads instead of doing the concrete pour on those. I guess I could probably do a concrete pour on those too.
Not as well.
Yeah, might as well while I'm at it. But then I'll have a central floor support as well, because I'll need to have, like, in the middle of here, I'll have to have a support, and I'll have a support in the center of that wall and a support in the center of that wall, these three walls. And I mainly have to have a support on this one because if I'm going to frame this in, I need to have something to, you know, to support that wall with the boards that are coming across it to seal it off, because this room will be framed, right? This will actually be like a framed wall that's going to go into here so that I can, I don't know, maybe I can insulate it. We'll see what happens. It's not going to be a room that's going to be warm, but it'll be something that I'll be hanging tools and shelves and stuff off of. So kind of a stop from what I'm going to do there. Sam's become a bit of a jerk. So I opened up the thing to collect eggs, and I cleaned all this up the other day. I was trying to let them hatch, and I wasn't set up for it. So anyway, I just had one of the mama hens, one of the black ones who love to sit on the eggs. Hello, pretty girl. How are you? How's the pretty girl doing? Hello. Anyway, I just had one of the black hens come walking in, and I pet her, and I'm standing here petting her for a second, and she turned around and walked away, and she dropped that egg. So yeah, let's. I mean, that's about as fresh as they get right there, folks. Just came out of the chicken's butt. Well, out of the egg vent. I got everything all cleaned up here. And I got them all? What are you doing over there? Oh, okay. So they're laying in the nesting boxes, and then they're laying, one of the hens is laying over there, so went ahead and got that taken care of too. Where you going, pretty girl? Hello, pretty girl. Hello, pretty girl. How are you? Okay. That was pretty cool. We're going to take a look at the garden. Let's set this down for a minute. I think you're going to be rather surprised by the potatoes. They have just exploded. I don't think I'm going to do any work this weekend. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to go salmon fishing because the reds are in. So magpies are all super happy. Here's how the onions are doing. Some of them are growing pretty good. I see these. I need to pinch these off. Look at these potatoes. These are going absolutely ballistic. I don't know how many I'm going to get out of there. Some of these onions are doing fantastic. Some of them not so much. But it's all experiment for me because I've never grown them before. So I don't know how they're going to do. But I mean, I've got some decent ones in here. We'll see. This is kind of fun. It's a gorgeous morning out here this morning. I slept in till almost 5 o'clock. And made some coffee, answered some comments on this week's video. I'm sitting outside having the coffee. Chickens aren't even out of the coop yet. Sam's been yelling a bit this morning. We got a little bit of rain. We've been getting a little bit of rain every day. I got the woodshed / storage / shop / everything kind of squared up when my brother was here. I'll show you that here in a minute. And then today's just going to be mostly a non-work day, I think. I'm thinking I'm going to go fishing. The sockeye are in. Oh, excuse me. It's the beginning of the run on the Kenai River. Every year in July, the sockeye come back in. Usually mid-July is when it gets really, really rocking. And we're on, today's the 12th. So we're getting pretty close. The fish counts the last couple of days have been 45,000 plus fish entering the river. But dip netting's going on too. So now there's going to be some pressure on the fish that are making it into the river. But yeah, I think I'm going to head over to the spot and see if I can't get some fish. They opened up the season with a larger limit than usual, basically what the max limit is every year. Excuse me. So normally we start the season with 3 per day and 6 in possession, and this year they went with 6 per day and 12 in possession. And that may sound like it's crazy to do that at the beginning of the season, but in reality, the numbers that have already entered the river are the second highest that we've had in 5 years. Only last year was bigger, and last year was crazy good. So I'm probably going to have an easy weekend this weekend. Oh, goodness. This is my peaceful part of the day. I work all week long at the job just to have this relaxing time every Saturday morning, sitting on the deck having coffee. It's nice. I like it. All right, I'm going to get back to watching Woodness Goodness. Graham's moving his solar panel today. I love that channel. I love that guy. He's great. If you haven't checked him out, Woodness Goodness is the place to go. And then we'll get busy for today. I've got all my fishing gear pretty much ready. I just have to dig my waders out and then find my stick, my whack-em-in-the-head stick. Sockeye salmon run anywhere from 7 to 12 pounds. They're nice fish. They're fun to catch. But I have a brand new reel this year, too. So last year's reel was really driving me crazy. Hopefully, the new reel will make a big difference this year, make it a little easier. All right, back to watching videos. Just loading everything up, and I looked up and saw this, and it's way too early for this. You don't need to be having fireweed blooming right now, but it's beautiful, isn't it? Fireweed is absolutely gorgeous. So, rumor has it that once fireweed gets to the top and it's all done blooming out, summer's over. Our seasons are short here. I know that, but I don't need them to be that short. Okay, I think I got everything loaded. I'm going to do a quick double check and see. Then we'll head on over. Let's see how this is going to go. I wasn't going to do any work today, but I went fishing. And I should never say I'm going fishing. I should always just say I'm going catching. So I hooked into one about 10 or 15 minutes after I got there. But it was what they call a foul hook. And a foul hook is any hook that is other than the mouth. So tossed her back. And had a couple of bites after that, but really landed nothing. It's early in the season, though, so let's do this instead. Let's get a hole dug. Come on, get back there. There we go. See how deep I'm going to have to go with these. Tomorrow I'll pick up some concrete and some sonotubes. My plan is I want to get this row done, and then I want to line this next row up like maybe a foot in. I'll have everything nice and straight and level. Crazy how easy this is. need to go much deeper than that. I'm already getting sand. Yep, sand. So one of the things I learned when I first did the foundation here was you have to dig below the frost line because you don't want frost heaves, but once you hit sand you're okay because the sand won't heave like regular soil or clay will. So that is as deep as I need to go. Let me grab a tape measure. We'll see how deep that is, and I'll probably shoot for like 3-foot depths on these. That is about 30 inches. I don't think I need to go deeper than that. I think I'm going to call that good at 30. We'll do them all 30 inches and see what happens. We'll do one more. I'm going to let these pop up above the ground about 6 inches too, so 4 to 6 inches. So I'm in a relatively even line, even though the brackets are adjustable. Nice. Pretty darn close to over the middle on both of those. This one's just about dead center, so is that last one. That first one's pretty close to dead center as well. That took about 20 minutes to get me right where I need to be. And I mentioned the difference between the clay and the sand, so the sand gets thicker up here. This is sand. And then, let's see if I can get a handful of clay. I'll show you the two. All right, so sand, more of a silver gray tone to it. Clay, more of that earthy brown. So that one, right, I mean, when it holds a lot of water. This one holds nothing. Just falls right apart. 9'4". This should be a better visual. For some reason, my cell phone camera picks it up really well. So that's your clay. All the gray all around it here, that's all sand. So if you look in the hole, you see all the clay up at the top, and you get about a foot down there, and it's kind of difficult to see, but you can see where it changes all the sand. And that's why I only have to go as deep as I go for my posts, because once you hit the sand, frost heaves are not an issue. So these ones, I went down 30 inches on the front, 24 inches on the back. And that was mainly because when I got to this first hole, I hit sand and then I started to hit rock. So I got a few sections out of there and that was fine. So I kept all of them the same depth all the way down. Like I said, I ran this string line so I could have a good middle starting ground. And I don't know why I didn't start the hole with the shovel before like I did on this side, because every one of these is like right down the middle. What started off today just going to be a day off, and I was going to go fishing. Turned out to be a whole lot more work than I thought it was going to be. Tomorrow is Sunday. I do laundry on Sunday. More than likely I'm stopping by the orange store, so I need to calculate how many bags of concrete I need and then how much sonotube material I need. And I'll go with 8-inch sonotube on here, because these holes are like 8.5 inches wide. Man, that sun is just brutal. Humidity's like about 80% right now too. Anyway, I'm gonna stop and take a beer, or stop and have a beer. So yeah, I'm done working on this for today. But this whole project looks like it just got jump started, I guess. All right, I'm home from work, getting ready to go edit the video for this week. And the last couple have been short because I just really haven't got a lot done. We had rain all day long today, but the sun is out now and the skies are blue and the chickens are happy. I'm gonna take a walk down. I threw some straw over the onions yesterday to try and, after I watered them, to try and hold in some of the moisture. So I figured I'll walk down there and take a peek, and I'll give you another shot of the potatoes here about a week later from the last time. Holy smoke, man, these things are starting to really pop up. I got some that are getting big, some that are not, but these potatoes are doing absolutely incredible. And now the soil's nice and moist, and I do not have to worry about a darn thing when it comes to watering these right now. I'm just going to let them keep doing their thing. That's it. I see you guys all came running over. You can't want anything. I keep trying to get over to the orange store to pick up sonotubes and concrete, but I'm glad I didn't have them laying out here today. Let's take a peek, see what you guys are doing. You got plenty of food, you got plenty of water. I don't know what you guys all want. Love and affection? Is that what we're looking for here? See you ladies, see you Sam.